everyone, it's Patty from PS Paper Crafts, and today I'm going to show you how to make this card using Stampin' Up! Products. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and show you how to use the different products that Stampin' Up! Sells. So this is a Thinking of You card, and it's wishing you a day of love and joy. The next card I make is going to be different papers, and I'm going to make it more of a sympathy card. Prayers and heartfelt sympathy are with you and your family. So I've been sending a lot of Thinking of You cards right now during this kind of crazy time with the virus out there. And I think it's great if you are a card maker and you have all the supplies, go ahead and send cards letting people know. I think it's nice for them to go to their mailbox and get a little piece of happiness. So anyway, I'm using this beautiful paper. I've used a lot of it so far. It's called the Woven Threads paper, and it's very like soft and subtle, and it has some really pretty patterns. This is a style I love. It may not be for everyone, but it is with our in colors for 2019, 2020, I guess. Or 2020, 2021, the current ones. So anyway, I cut out some flowers with this one. So I've been using it. This is a free product right now during Sale-A-Bration through the end of March 2020. So anyway, let's get started with the card. I know a lot of people do the fold downs, and I decided to cut instead of fold down. So because I wanted to use different papers. So what I'm talking about is sometimes people will take their paper and fold it back to get this kind of a look. But I didn't want this side. I wanted to pick up the pretty peacock, and the same with this. I didn't want this to be the other side. So I decided I would just cut the triangles and work it that way. So this is a different pattern than what I used on this one, and I think they're both pretty. So I'm going to use this as the base and then cut, use these as the triangles, and I'm actually cutting this piece. So let's get started. We're going to need our trimmer for this, and we're going to need to just do one little measurement, and I'm going to measure it on this side. So I hope you can see this. This is 5 1/8. So we're going to go in half. So 5 would be 2 1/2, and actually this is not a good, because it doesn't have, we're gonna wing it. It doesn't have like the 16ths mark. So I want 2 and between 1/2 and the 1/8. So I'm gonna just go right there. That looks about right. Oops, break my pencil. So I was using this before. I hope this is in, and it has the 1/8 marks. Let me just double check that. So this is 2, yep, and 1/8. 2 1/2 plus 1/8, whatever that is, something in 16ths. I will have it on my blog, so if you need any measurements or anything, just check my blog out. So I'm going to cut this side because I can see it better. This is kind of dark over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up this where my cutting is, to have that point and then this point here. So let me make sure you guys can see this. So we're going to go from the point to the middle, and we're just going to close this down and cut that triangle off. And if it's off by a little bit, we could always fix it. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go from that point to this point and just get it right in that groove there. Close this up and make sure it's right on the point. Okay, so we're done with the trimmer. So now what we're going to do is when we put this together this way, you'll have that look. And you could do it this way. I don't really like that. You could do it that way. That's kind of pretty. But we're going to stick with this because that's what my colors are. So this is Purple Posy and Pretty Peacock. And I'm going to go right up to the edge, and then I'll layer this, and I layered it right up to the edge on the side, and then have a little around it, and then we have this. So the other thing we're going to do is take our little, this is 1 inch, and we're going to do the Thinking of You. And I love the script on this, the font. It's so pretty, it's so delicate and elegant, and I just think it's really beautiful. So we're going to take the pretty peacock, and we're going to stamp the Thinking of You, and it just fits. And again, I'll have the measurements on my blog, pspapercrafts.com, so you don't have to worry about what it is right here and right now. And then we're going to back that with the purple posy and put that all together. Pretty easy card. Let's do the inside. So I just have a piece of Whisper White cardstock here, and we'll get the Thinking of You. Oh no, we don't want the Thinking of You. What am I thinking? We want the inside sentiment. Good thing I caught myself, although there's 2 sides to every piece, right? So if you make a mistake on one side, you flip it over. Okay. And then we're going to do this bottom piece, and I'm going to ink this up this way. If you have a big stamp, you want to ink it up this way. Just makes it a little easier. And this seems to have like a straighter edge and a kind of a wavy edge. So I'm moving things around because I want to make sure I'm in the film, in the camera here. Film, what is film, right? And we're going to put the straight edge down, and we're just going to go off the page a little bit just so that it gets all the way to the bottom. And it's just something, it's pretty, I think. Something a little to add to the bottom of the inside of the card. So now we just have to put everything together. So let's get our pieces together. I'm going to use the liquid glue. That's my go-to. Whoops. Adhesive. So we'll just put this down, and I'm going to put this down to the edge. I want everything kind of bordered on the right hand side, but up against the edge on the left hand side. So there we go with that. Let's put this down. Very simple to put together, but it's different. So we'll do this and get right up against the edge on this one. Okay, and then we'll put this down. And again, I'm right up against the edge on this. The only time I'm centering it completely is when I'm putting it on the card base. So, and this is almost the same color, so it's hard to see it, but it'll pop once we're on the pretty peacock layer. So I just want to make sure I'm all the way up against the edge here. And then on this one, we're going to center the whole thing, and then we'll pop up the sentiment with dimensionals. Very simple. So this one I'm centering, so I have the pretty peacock border all around the whole card. Okay, and let's put the inside in, and then we'll put the sentiment on. We'll put away our liquid adhesive. You don't need a lot of this, just a little bit goes a long way. Okay, put the top on that, and then we can put this on, and again I went right up to the edge, and I'll just use some dimensionals. I'm going to just kind of put them up and down, kind of balance it a little bit. And just take off the backings. And we are almost done. We're just going to put some, I just want to make sure it's centered here. We'll put some of these gems on it as well. Okay. I almost did a point here, but it seemed a little too pointy. I played around with that, and I thought this was good enough. So now I'm going to use some of these in color. So it is 2019, 2021 is the in colors. They're out for 2 years. Every year they come out with a new in color set of 5 colors, and then they last for 2 years, and then they retire unless they do something where they change it up a little bit. So I'm going to get my little spatula, my Picket tool, and I think I'll do, so on this card I did the Seaside Spray and the Purple Posy. On this one I'm going to do Pretty Peacock and Purple Posy. So just going to kind of copy what I did. I always kind of have a hard time with this. People do really great with putting these on and making them look like they're random. That's something I struggle with. So I think I overthink it. So I guess just put them on. And we'll do 2 more. So we'll do a Pretty Peacock up here. And then another Purple Posy. And you could put, if you didn't have these, you could put rhinestones or pearls or whatever you have. Isn't that pretty? So I think they're both really nice cards. I think this paper is gorgeous. And the stamp set is just so, I think elegant is the best word I can use. These are just such beautiful fonts, and this is really pretty. So anyway, thanks for joining. I hope everyone's doing well and hanging in there. It's a tough time right now, but we will get through it. All right, you take care. Bye.